Hey guys, before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. I'm trying to grow my channel anyway. As you guys know, I am Egyptian, but I was born in America. But one of the things I love to make is Egyptian food. I could consider it Middle Eastern food. And one of the staples that they use is cumin. Cumin is a really strong seasoning, and they make it in shawarma. They put it in kofta kebab. It's I like it. I grew up eating it, and one of the meals that they eat in Egypt is Hawawshi. So I was actually recently in Egypt, and this Hawawshi, they make it in Cairo and they make it in Alexandria. They make it different ways. This is something I just learned. Cairo is not surrounded by water, so they do eat a lot of meat. But we were in Alexandria when we got it. My daughter, she wanted some street food, and we saw a vendor, so we went and we had some Hawawshi. So I tried to make it at home for her just to remind her of, our journey when we went to Egypt and have her taste something familiar at home. So first what we're going to do is we're just going to chop up our veggies. So we have parsley, onion, garlic. You could put a red pepper or a green pepper, all fresh. We're going to chop it up like so. We're going to put it in a food processor. I put like a half an onion, two to three whole garlic, one bell pepper, and a bunch of parsley, right? Now, when you chop this up or when you blend it, it does get a lot of water from the onions, from the vegetables. So you want to drain out the water so that the meat doesn't get really soggy. That's an important step in this process, right? So to kind of think of it, it was reminding me kind of like a beef patty. You know how in like the Caribbean they take just some dough and they stuff it with bread and they bake it. It was kind of giving me the beef patty feel, but it's not. It's more like a hamburger meat. But I think that maybe in Egypt, what they do, the ground beef, they probably may mix it with, I feel like lamb chops. I do. I feel like the meat was a little, because when I make my kofta, I mix it with ground beef and with lamb. But this recipe here, I just use the ground beef. Okay, so like I said, drain all that water out of there with a strainer or a cheesecloth or whatever you have. And now we're just gonna mix that ground beef with all your veggies, with the parsley, the onion. You can use a yellow onion, a white onion, parsley, some garlic, and a red tomato, right? And we just mix it all up like that. And then we're gonna come in and we're just gonna season our meat as well. I actually put my oven on 325. I felt like 400 was a little bit too high, but everyone's, dish is different. So I put some allspice, lots of cumin, some black pepper, some salt, right? A little bit of paprika, and a pinch of cinnamon, just a pinch. Now there was seasoning I felt that was missing that I didn't have, but I was just working with the best that what I had. Cumin and the coriander. There we go. That's actually came from my Middle Eastern supermarket. Coriander. You're gonna put that as well. Okay? And then once you season up your meat, you're gonna come in and then you're gonna have to mix it up again. And then we stuff the pita bread. We're gonna cut the pita bread in half. We're gonna stuff it. We're gonna brush it with some olive oil, and then we're gonna bake it in the oven, just like a little beef patty. So see, we're just gonna mix all that. It kind of reminds me of how you make kofta kebab. I kind of use the same thing. I use parsley, onion, salt, and pepper. I don't think I put cumin, and I can mix with a little lamb. So of course now we're gonna add some tomato paste. So we're just gonna add that tomato paste in there, and that's gonna give it a nice color to the meat and make it more flavorful, right? And then when you bake this, ground beef has oil. So if you get the lean one, of course, it's better. It's more healthy. But the oil from the meat, when you bake it, it's going to keep the bread from getting too tough, too hard. That's why I said some don't bake it on 400 because I think the bread is going to get too toasted. So I think 325 and then it's better, and then you're just going to turn it over halfway. So we're just going to keep, now I'm adding the tomato paste into the meat, and I'm mixing up. Hey guys, I want to know in the comments, what's your favorite Middle Eastern food? What do you guys like? I also like Greek salad. I was thinking of coming on here and maybe doing a good Greek salad. So we're going to cut our pita bread in half like so, right? You could just use a scissor or a knife, whatever you prefer. This 2 pounds of meat is probably going to give you about a dozen sandwiches. You could probably get a dozen. And this could probably feed easily 4 people, right? So I have like an ice cream spooner, and you're just going to spoon it out like that. You're going to go ahead and put your ground meat inside. You're going to flatten it up and just put it on a tray. My oven's already preheated to 325 degrees. I could just smell all the spices. My kid is going to love this. She's going to be so excited. And you could just serve this with some salad or some hummus or some tahini. So I heard that the inventor of this recipe, his name was Ahmed Hawawshi, and I believe he lived in Cairo. So that's why this sandwich is called Hawawshi. Hawawshi. I think I'm saying it right. Anyway, so you're just going to keep going. Stuff your pita bread. Guys, make it fun. Have fun with cooking. Cooking's not supposed to be, hard work. If you're stressing this and you feel like it's a lot of work, it's not going to come out good. Just plain have fun. As you can see, I never measure anything. I just put it in there with the spice. Smells good. And I also put a pepper. Sorry, I forgot that. There is a jalapeno pepper in here. You could take out the seeds if you don't like it too hot, but that is one of the ingredients. I almost forgot. Oh, guys, this is Spice Channel. How can I forget the pepper? So now, once you have all your sandwiches cut, I have my olive oil. I have a little brush, and now what I'm going to do is just brush the pita bread on the outside. So the oil from the meat is gonna, keep the bread good on the inside. And then we're just gonna brush that outside, and I flip it over, brush this as olive oil, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven, bake it for 15 minutes, turn it over, right, halfway, and trust the process. Look at that. Oh, my daughter's gonna love it. There you go, Egyptian Hawawshi, which is like, as we call it, like a beef patty. But anyway, guys, let me know if you try it. Let me know in the comments how it comes out. Hit that like button. I'll be back with another one. And let me know what you guys want me to make. And there it was. My daughter loved it. She actually ate 3. So give it a try. These are great for parties too. A Hawashi party. Enjoy, guys. Bye.